A very warm welcome to those watching out this video. So I'm back again with a poem today. So this is the second poem from your textbook, The Rebel. Now, what is this poem about? What does the word rebel mean? So the word rebel is something that you are going against or doing in a different way. So for example, when you are there inside a class and when the entire class agrees to a thing. Now supposing the teacher is asking you whether you want to go for an excursion to a theme park or to Marina Beach. Now the entire class is showing their opinion for theme park, say for example to Queensland. But you are the only one who says that you want to go to Marina Beach. So when everybody agrees to one thing, you rebel and you stand for your opinion, saying that you want to go for go to Marina Beach. So that is what is this poem about. A person who is rebelling for certain things. Now this poem, The Rebel, is typically not a political rebel. The person who is rebelling, he doesn't want a revolution in the country. But this is a common teenager boy who for his experience exhibits himself so as to draw attention. And the poem is remarkable for its amusing humor. And the poet successfully persuades us to develop tolerance for these kind of people, the people who rebel, and the way we bear with their peculiar attitude and desire to be different from a crowd governed by a mass mind. So the main idea of this poem is about the nature of a rebel who does just opposite of what others do. And the poet tells that it is dangerous, but at the same time it is also good because it is rebel who comes with new and different ideas. Now let me tell you why the poet has given an apt title for this poem. What does this word have? What is the impact of the word? So the word rebel is a very strong and a negative word, but the poet has used it to mean difference of opinion, which is so rare in the modern society. That is, the word rebel would soon replace that difference of opinion. And the poet tries to emphasize upon the importance of difference of opinion. It is not always wrong that if you're different in opinion, it is not something that is wrong. If it is for a good cause, yes, of course, it is acceptable. So, the one opposing the majority may be a rebel or a loser for time being. But if you see them in the long run, he gives great benefits to his nation. And so the poet has given the apt title for this poem, The Rebel. So now let's see about our author, D.J. Enright. In full, Dennis Joseph Enright. So the author was born on 11th March 1920, Royal Leamington in United Kingdom. He was a British academic poet, novelist and critic. And he has authored various books and range of essays, reviews and especially children's books and poems. And the author died on 31st December 2002 in London, United Kingdom. And that's about the author. Now let's get into our poem. The Rebel by D.J. Enright. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. In these lines, the poet expresses the attitude of a social rebel. When everybody keeps short and uniform hair, the rebel knowingly grows his hair long. He does for the fact that he wants to look different from the other members in the society. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. In these lines, the poet says that the rebel goes against the custom and tradition of the society. When the rest of the society grows long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. This he does just to have a difference from the others. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. So here the poet expresses a thought when every member of the society talks during a lesson or be it in a meeting. The rebel keeps silent because he wants to be prominent. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. So the poet says when nobody talks during the lesson or in a meeting, the rebel creates a disturbance by talking loudly, and that is just to look distinct. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. So these lines show the different position of a rebel. When every person of the society wears simple and uniform clothes, the rebel uses strange and odd clothes. So he wants to show himself that he is distinguished from the others. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. So the poet says when all the other members of the society are dressed up so well, the rebel wears strange clothes and dresses himself very seriously and in a sober way. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. So the poet expresses his idea of a rebel. If some people love dogs as pet animals, the rebels talk about the usefulness of cats. He prefers cats to dogs. In the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. So if a rebel is in the company of those people who love cats, he prefers dogs to cats. He wants to look different at all cost. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. So the poet says, if people require the sunlight and praise the sun, the rebel is against them, and he says the sun is not required. Rather, it is the rain that is more essential for the hour. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of the sun. So when everybody, that is everyone in the society, welcomes and requires rain, the rebel says something about the sun. He feels sorry for the absence of the sun. According to him, there is need for the sunlight. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. So when every member of the society goes to some gathering and when they are attending the meeting, the rebel stays at home and he keeps himself busy by reading books indoors. And when everybody in the society stays at home and reads a book, the rebel tries something different. He tries to find some crowd of people and he wants to attend meetings. When everybody says yes, please, the rebel says no, thank you. So when every member or every person asks for something and the rebel rejects the same with thanks, because he is a person quite different from the others. When everybody says no thank you, the rebel says yes please. When everyone in the society does not like and when they don't receive anything and they simply say thanks, for that the rebel on purpose he requires that thing and he asks for it. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. In these lines, the poet concludes that it is very good that we have social rebels in the society. But naturally, it is not good to become a social rebel. The poet further suggests that if we already have the social rebels, we should tolerate them. Without them, life will become monotonous and dull. So I hope you have understood the poem. Now let's see the poetic devices used in the poem, The Rebel. Before we see the poetic device, first let me tell you what is a couplet. If you see the entire poem, it is two lines together. So two lines together form a couplet. So a pair of lines, that is two lines together, they form one couplet. So altogether we have 30 lines and we have 15 couplets. So now let's see the poetic device. So the first poetic device that we are going to see is repetition. This is a device, literature device, that is in which a word or a phrase or line or a sentence is being repeated again and again. Now just see the lines that is given here. If you see those lines, the consecutive lines are being repeated again and again. The new moon, the full moon, the new moon, the full moon. So this is repetition. Now where is this poetic device used in the poem Rebel? So if you see the poem, can you see when and the being repeated in all the consecutive lines? The starting is with the when and the. So the figure of speech is repetition. Next poetic device we are going to see is alliteration. The repetition of consonant or consonant clusters at the beginning of words. Now what is a consonant and what is a vowel? What are the vowels? A, E, I, O and U. So apart from these vowels, the remaining letters of the English alphabet are the consonants. Now see the example given there, slip and slide. So S and L is a consonant. So the repetition of the same consonant or consonant clusters, it is a cluster. Two consonants together, it is a cluster. So it is an example for alliteration. Now can you guess where is this poetic device being used in our poem, The Rebel? Now note the second line in the first and the second couplet. The rebel remarks and the rebel regrets. Can you find the repetition of sound? The initial consonant in this alliteration is R. The rebel remarks and the rebel regrets. This R sound creates a quiet, aggressive and strong sound. So the poet's use of alliteration is very effective because it provides emphasis and sometimes it helps to memorize more easily. I hope you had enjoyed the poem and you would have learned new things through the poem. So meet you in the next video. Thank you.